This episode focuses on the importance of crafting a detailed client brief for property refurbishment projects, presenting it as the guiding document that ensures clarity, sets boundaries, and aligns expectations. Without a solid brief, even the most skilled professionals are left guessing, which can lead to design missteps, budget overruns, and unnecessary revisions. The host provides a step-by-step template, demonstrated through a real-life case study of Emma's 1960s bungalow renovation to help listeners create a document that professionals can rely on. The main point is clear. A well-written client brief is essential for avoiding miscommunication and ensuring smooth project execution. The host compares it to a job description, highlighting how vague or incomplete information results in poor outcomes. A strong brief not only communicates your vision, but also filters out unsuitable contractors and establishes clear parameters for budget and timeline. The episode is structured around an 8-step template, each section designed to guide listeners in building their own comprehensive brief. 1. Project overview. This is the high-level summary of the property, its condition, and the renovation goals. For Emma's bungalow, the overview included details like 3-bed 1960s bungalow in Leeds LS16, undergoing a full internal refurb to modernize for resale. The host advises beginners to keep it simple and developers to include additional details like defects or exit strategies. 2. Goals and objectives. Specificity is key here. The brief should outline what success looks like in measurable terms. For Emma, goals included an open-plan kitchen/diner, a walk-in shower bathroom, USB sockets throughout, and a light Scandi vibe aesthetic. Phrases like nice kitchen are discouraged in favor of detailed descriptions, such as handleless white units with quartz worktops. Specificity helps professionals deliver exactly what you envision. 3. Budget. Transparency is critical to avoid wasting time. Emma's budget was broken down into categories, including £8,000 for the kitchen, £5,000 for the bathroom, £4,000 for rewiring, and so on, totaling £50,000 with a 10% contingency. Beginners are encouraged to provide the total budget with some flexibility, but should always include a buffer for unexpected costs. 4. Timeline. A realistic schedule is essential for managing expectations. Emma's project was planned for 12 weeks, with specific milestones like stripping the property in weeks 1 to 2, first fixes in weeks 3 to 6, and final decorations and snagging in weeks 11 to 12. The host recommends adding a 20% buffer to account for potential delays and suggests consulting contractors for input. 5. Constraints. This section outlines non-negotiables, such as legal or practical limitations. For Emma, constraints included her property's location in a conservation area, a listed front door that had to be retained, and work hour restrictions of 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays. Additional considerations might include parking, neighbor relations, or pets on site. 6. Style and aesthetic. Visuals are essential for conveying your vision. Emma's brief described a modern Scandi style with clean lines, neutral tones, and specific must-haves like underfloor heating in the bathroom and matte black taps. The host advises using mood boards or Pinterest links, as 10 pictures can often communicate more effectively than 1,000 words. 7. Success. Criteria. This section defines what done means for the project. For Emma, success was measured by staying on time and within budget, securing building control sign-off, achieving a post-renovation valuation of £280,000 or more, and delivering a snag-free finish. Clear criteria help hold everyone accountable and provide a shared understanding of the project's goals. 8. Your role. Specify how involved you plan to be in the project. Emma intended to act as the project manager, visiting the site 2 to 3 times a week and sourcing materials. Beginners might delegate more to the contractor, while developers could focus on ROI and scope management. Setting expectations up front prevents confusion later. The episode also tailors advice based on experience levels. Beginners are encouraged to rely on visuals and seek professional input to refine their briefs. DIY should include technical specifications and list their own skills, while developers might focus on ROI, comparable properties, and profit targets. Listener questions address common challenges such as feeling overwhelmed or dealing with professionals who ignore the brief. The host suggests starting with the overview and goals to build momentum and using the brief as a binding appendix in contracts to ensure compliance. A useful tip is to use a shared Google Doc for version control and collaboration. The actionable takeaway is to download the provided template and spend an hour customizing it for your project. This upfront effort will save months of headaches later. The episode wraps up with a teaser for the next topic: shortlisting contractors.